Let me ask you something. How many calls did your business miss this week? Be honest. Is it 1? Is it 5? Is it 10? Because every single missed call could be a lead, could be a quote, could be $500, could be a few thousand gone just because you didn't manage that call. And the crazy part is, it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't have someone to handle it. It's because when you're running a construction company, you're flat out. You're managing subcontractors, managing clients, you're managing materials, you're making sure the boys are getting the job done. The phone is the last thing that you can get to sometimes. That's exactly why most small businesses and tradies are leaking profit every single day, quietly without even realizing it. We had one builder we work with, has a small crew, maybe 4 to 5 guys. He told us, I get 30 calls a day. I answer half and the rest, I call them back when I get the time. He'd schedule a time. Maybe it was every day at 3 p.m. He made sure he got back to all of his calls. What he didn't realize is, by the time he called back, half of those people had already gone to the next company on Google. That's 15 opportunities every single day just disappearing. So he approached us and we decided to fix that permanently so it never happened again. And that's why he approached us. At PlanDepa, this is what we do. We help small construction companies minimize the loss and improve profit. So what we did was we sat down, we ran through the problems with the client, and from our discovery call, we come up with a solution of implementing an AI call agent that then handles this whole process for him and minimizes the points of contact. So let me show you how it actually worked behind the scenes. At first, our team at PlanDepa, we sat down and we mapped out a visual representation how the whole workflow would work from 2 capture points. So we have the lead generation from Facebook ads, from his website, and we altered that situation, follow a similar workflow that the call agent would follow as well, which means extending the gathered information. The way it ran was we had an intake form that the AI call agent would take, as well as the ads would take, which then could come through and sort it and gather enough information on it. So both workflows run simultaneously through the same process. And here we capture the information on the website and the form or the ad form that he was running. The inbound caller as well would then capture the general information from the client or from the prospect and determine if it's a quote or a general query. Now, if it's a general query, then we have a whole knowledge base that the call agent would use to handle that call. If the client was after a quote, this is where we captured that first point of contact, and it would first check the location as the client would. It would first check location as the client had a location that he mainly wanted to focus all of his work in for him and his boys. So if it went out of the work area, it would take a different route again. But if it was inside of the work area that he wanted to work in, it would then come down to a different workflow again, which would then store the call information for him. So then it was always there in a Google Sheet for him to monitor and for his office staff to monitor as well. The call agent then started to break down and see if he needed to gather more information, or if the call agent had gathered enough information from the call to generate a quote. Now this is where it starts to come through. But if the call agent needed more information and it couldn't gather that information over the call, it would instantly send a text message or an email to that prospect, gathering enough information to then generate a quote, which then it could wait for that reply to then process into a quote. We can also make sure that the call, until it gathers enough information to generate a quote or an estimate. So then from that process, it came through and it actually processed that quote through a separate agent again. He already had his square meter rates and everything processed and documented. So then we could then fulfill this side of things. So then the automation goes down the path and it generates the quote, which then comes to the actual business for revision, whether that's an allocated business owner or there's an admin lady that then revises these quotes. If it got the okay, it went down this path, but if not, it would then ask for more information. it would then ask the authorized person for what is missing on revision. So say if it was missing an initial cost, or there was a travel allowance for this specific job, then it would then add that to it and revise. So then you could explain to the missing, it would then process another quote, and then it would send back for approval again. This then speeds up that whole process. While this is acting simultaneously, it's sending the emails in this section here. It has an outbound caller as well that confirms and calls the person wanting the job done to confirm that they've received the quote. It just gives them a little bit of a prompt, and this is the second touch that adds to the nurturing process of the job. It's then looking after your clients and making sure that they're aware that you're caring about them and they're getting handled no matter what, instead of just sending an email and hoping they see it. All of this information is then captured in a database here, which at the moment that client was just using Google Sheets, and then it's then logged for you to monitor as well. Now, the extent can go further, but this is the basis of it in a nutshell. As you can see, the extent of the process that we take, all of this information can be done within 5 minutes of processing, and that client already has, from start to finish, inquired, got an estimate. Now, as long as we're calling it an estimate, that customer is then handled. The best part of this system is it doesn't just answer the calls, it also builds memory. Over time, it learns from your tweaks that you're making to your estimates, and it learns what the client usually asks and how to respond faster and where to send them. That's how you scale the communication without needing to hire more admin people to answer calls, or outsourcing to a call center that then has someone from a different nationality answering the calls. Where you're creating a relationship with the client that then knows that if they give you a call, they're getting handled straight away, which then helps with repeat customers. So here's what happened when we did deploy this. One builder started capturing 97% of inbound calls in the first week. Within a month, he had 20 new quotes come through every single week, all booked automatically too, without him having to manage anything. Another person needed to be hired. He told us it felt like having a second version of himself working in the background, taking care of anything he didn't even have time for. The best part, he didn't even have to change the way he worked. The system just plugged into exactly what was already running off of the same number and just ran in the background. Every now and then he could hop on, check and manage, but other than that, it was running simultaneously. And look, this isn't about replacing people, but it's about replacing the chaos that slows your business down, because time doesn't come back. You don't ever get that back, that wasted time and money that you're spending. AI isn't taking over, it's just quietly removing the friction that kills growth. If your phone is consistently ringing, your admin's overloaded and you're trying to scale, automation isn't optional anymore, it's leverage. And it's so crucial to the growth of business. We're building tools like this for construction companies across Australia. Every system is custom built around the way that you specifically run your business. If you're an electrician, if you're a plumber, or if you're just a bakery that's just taking in an influx of calls because you've created this great new donut that everyone wants. If you want to see what this could look like for you, subscribe to the channel. We'll post walkthroughs every week showing exactly how AI can save you hours and win more work. And if you're already thinking, yep, we need this sounds exactly what we need, check the link in the description. We'll set up a free 10-minute call and we'll walk through the process and see how we can help your business. Thank you for watching, and remember, build smarter.